and decided that, you know, there's a lot of these races that are happening where drivers get into a situation where they're going to need some welding done at the racetrack. Well, these folks have come along and offered that service at no charge. So racers, if you need some emergency welding done, or if you need some nitrogen or other propane possibly, stop by and see the folks at Indiana Oxygen, Wyatt Swaim. They're located in Garage N, as in November, 15, N15 for Lincoln Welding and Indiana Oxygen. As the motorcycles come out on the racetrack, blindingly fast when they come down the straight, and pretty quick in the corners too.
Yeah, once again in this group, a wide variety of cycles.
And don't be alarmed because you see some of them smoking out there. They're not ready to blow up. Those are two strokes. And that includes the number 129, which is John Conklin on a 1992 Yamaha YZR 500. '71 Jim Nip. Nip on a 1977 Kawasaki K2650. It's nice to see him go rather slow, because when they get out there on the straight and they come by here, they're blindingly quick, and it's hard to pick up those numbers. We do get a nice view of him motoring around the back section down the back straight. Good shot of the number 2. 69 Doug Burrong on a 2001 Ducati 748. And it's got to be a thrill for these guys. They know MotoGP ran here at Indianapolis for several years, and here they are getting to ride around on the same racetrack that people like Valentino Rossi have competed on, as well as the late Nicky Hayden.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them come in last couple of days after one of the sessions, and they all had smiles on their faces.
First chance to break it out down the straight. And bend it into that tight right-hander known as turn 1. Takes him onto the infield through the second and third corners. Riders giving each other a little bit of room, get used to this racetrack. They come out of turn 6 down the backstretch towards 7. Number 81, William Shackleton on a 2004 Aprilia RSV 1000. 956, Peter Hampton on a 2002 Suzuki GSXR 750. Around turn 11, headed to 12. Little shift of the body weight, get that knee down there on the pavement. Out of 14 and down the straight. Every year, the frontal area of these motorcycles just gets smaller and smaller, and it's very difficult to pick up the numbers. It's nice to have some of these bikes be older where they had a lot of front fairing area, and the numbers on the motorcycles big enough to read. Some drafting going on down the front straight. Right out of turn 14, headed down towards turn 1. See the riders work their right hand on the throttle as they downshift.
And if you're interested in motorcycles, make sure you check out the program from this year's event. As historian Mark Dill has a nice and interesting story on the first motorcycle race that was held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway back in 1909. So motorcycles have a rich traditional history at the Speedway. And many drivers that have participated in the Indianapolis 500 has also excelled at motorcycle racing, such as Paul Goldsmith, Joe Leonard, Sweet Savage, to name a few.
.956, that's Peter Hampton that we had a quick view of, the front of that Suzuki GSXR 750. Some of these bikes entered after our publication date for the program, so we apologize for not being able to keep you abreast of who's out there and what they're riding. But suffice to say that it's a combination of motorcycles, Suzukis, Hondas, Yamahas, Kawasaki, Ducati, Aprilia, that make up the field here for this opportunity to see some two-wheeled action on the Indy road course. Groups 1, 3, and 4 to pre-grid, please. Race groups 1, 3, and 4 to pre-grid. Checkered flag is out. Motorcycle portion of the program this morning is complete. The bikes will be back a little bit after 3 o'clock. Meanwhile, it's groups 1, 3, and 4 that are coming out for their first